What's the escrow process? Stay tuned. All right, it's Ashley Keller Williams, Real Estate in Everett, here to talk about some real estate jargon, okay? I mean, I really like, the reason I do this video is because I want my clients to know what's up, okay? Really understand things. So today we're talking about escrow, okay? So in the big picture, what the escrow company does, or the escrow officer, if you will, is they're a neutral third party. They take the sales contract and they carry out the instructions in that sales contract, and ultimately what that allows them to do is to take the funds that the buyer brings, the deed that the seller brings, and exchange them. All right, that's the big picture of what they do. I'm going to get a little bit into the weeds. I'm not going to spend too much time in it, but I'm going to give a little bit more detail to that. So the other things that the escrow officer will do is they open an escrow account if there are instructions to hold the earnest money. Okay, so that goes into a separate account. They also order the title search, right? So they do the title search, they make sure that the seller is actually the owner, and there's nothing else on that title report. They also do this thing called, they issue a preliminary report for the title insurance, all right? And then they work to eliminate any exceptions to that title insurance that might come up for the lender or for the buyer, all right? They also then request and order payoffs. So if the seller had a mortgage, if there were a lien, if there's some things associated with the homeowners association, etc. So things like that, okay? They also coordinate with the buyer's lender to issue the closing disclosure. They prorate, so they do a lot, okay? We're getting down the list here. They prorate a lot of they prorate the fees. They prorate real estate taxes. Let's say the property had a propane tank on it, and they had to prorate that usage. They would facilitate all of that stuff. They set up separate appointments for the buyer and the seller to sign. They review all the documents, ensuring that all the conditions and legal requirements are met for the actual exchange, if you will, right? The exchange for the money in the deed. They then confirm all the recording information and communicate that with the county to actually make it recorded and actually legal in the public record. All right. And then finally, they, release the seller their funds, right? They do all payoffs that are needed on the side of the seller. And then they also prepare all of the final documents. So they balance everything. They show where, down to the penny, where every little cent went. And in the end, if, I don't know, people always kind of ask, let's say the seller, because some of it's they make sure they have more than enough money. So, if there's a little refund, then they would issue that, those are the final things. But that's their job, which is really cool. And that's what happens in escrow. So, everybody's oh man, it takes 30 days. Well, I mean, of course there's the escrow process itself, and then there's, the other parts, the inspection, etc., the appraisal, and so on. All right, so that is the video. I have tons of good videos up here. If you have not already, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again soon.